We hear from a lot of survivors who will say, my partner told me that we were gonna move in the middle of nowhere where no one would bother us and we could just live in like nature and experience that way of life. And then when they move here, the rhetoric that they start to hear is, no one will hear you when you scream.
Domestic abuse and domestic violence is a pattern of coercive, controlling behaviors where one individual is purposefully choosing to be hurtful and harmful and abusive to people that they have intimate relationships with. I worked with somebody once who described to me that when they left the house, they had to write down the mileage on their odometer. And when they got back, their husband would check it to see exactly how far they had been to make sure they hadn't gone any further than it took to get to the grocery store. My name is Amanda Cost, and I've been at the organization Partners for Peace for 20 years, and there I'm currently the facilitative director.
My name is Casey Falkingham, and I am the Community Response Team Leader at Partners for Peace. We are the Domestic Violence Resource Center for Penobscot and Piscataquis counties here in Maine.
Partners for Peace started as a grassroots organization looking to help people who were dealing with challenging times in their relationships. And out of that formed this incredible resource center that's been established to help people who are affected by domestic abuse and violence in any way that they might need.
The needs of survivors are really complex.
They're constantly changing.
Civil justice, criminal justice, child protective services. The needs are so vast.
We want to be not only a part of that effort, but we want to lead it, and we want people to join us in it. And so we find it to be a really important part of our job to help them navigate those systems. Our most important job, though, when it comes to helping a person navigate any system is just to be there to listen, to be there to support them, validate their experience and what has been going on, and remind them that they're not alone. We think it's really important to be meeting the people that we're working with where they're at. And so that means where they're at in their journey, but also physically where they're at. What we'll do is establish a place to meet with them that's safe in our area. We work really closely with places to make sure that we can establish a safe spot to meet somebody. They're going to talk through what might be options that are available to them. What are some other resources in the organization of Partners for Peace that they could use, or outside the organization? They're going to come to a place where they create a plan of what's next. What do the next steps look like? After the plan's been crafted, we hope that it will help them achieve what it is that they were looking to achieve, that it will keep them safe, reduce the risks involved, and that they'll come back to us when they need more help and support. So we have advocates who are set up to answer the phone on any given day. We may have advocates who are going to court and they are helping somebody fill out a protection from abuse order or talking to them more about what it's like to navigate the criminal or civil justice system. We have advocates that will be out in the community talking to law enforcement, talking with education professionals, working with the local grocery store on how to raise funds for our organization. Those advocates' jobs are really about raising community awareness and an effort to really support the people who need our services.
People can take action to end domestic violence in so many ways. So when you say, how do you prevent abuse from happening? It's a big thing, and no one person can do it. That's why we need everyone. We need everyone in this world to see it as an obligation, as something that we must do.
People can learn about us through our website or also through our social media presence.
We do have a blog on our website too, where we try to share stories about the people that we're working with. We try our best to really get our messages out in any way that we can. People can show up to events and show up to rallies and hang out with like-minded people who are wanting to create the social change that we really want to see. So in order to create a world without abuse and violence, we need to create a culture that supports survivors, that holds perpetrators accountable. In order to do that, society needs to say it's not okay.
The workforce is impacted by domestic abuse. Our policies are impacted by domestic abuse. Our economics are impacted by the issue of domestic abuse and violence, and that affects us all. And so therefore we all have a responsibility to figure out what we can do, what we can change, how we can help, so that future generations, economies, and environments, and families and homes are not affected by domestic abuse. So I'd encourage people to explore what could be the impact on your life if you decide to become a part of this incredible organization and work.